Hi guys, Artem here with another Monday Digest. I'm finally back at my studio so regular programming can resume. If you celebrated May Day, I hope the weather was sunny where you are. This is already the 10th Monday Digest. Time sure flies. If you find this video useful, you know what to do. Wink wink, get your leftover meat and let's get started with the news. As always, we'll start with the Ukrainian conflict. If you wonder why I cover it during Monday Digest, my reasoning is very simple. I want to make sure people remember that there is a war in Europe and people are dying. I do it for my colleagues in Ukraine and for our loved ones. Last week, the Russian government arrested Google's assets to the tune of 500 million rubles, which is $7 million, as a result of a lawsuit by a subsidiary of Gazprom Media, GPM Entertainment Television. Google and Microsoft also published their quarterly reports last week, and Google is showing good growth in Q1 2022 compared to the same period last year. Will leaving Russia actually impact Google's earnings? Well, according to the company's CFO, about 1% of Google's revenue comes from Russia, so I think Google will be just fine. If you want to know more about the situation in Ukraine and especially how it impacted the IT sector, check out my latest podcast where I talked to Anne Datsenko, the head of operations at Ideasoft. She shared her experiences and I highly recommend you check it out. You'll find the link in the description box below. Let's move on to SEO news. Google announced their annual update to Merchant Center's product specifications. Some changes went live on April 27th and some are expected to go live June 26th. Let's go over those changes that are live already. New attribute was added to the specifications which allows you to quickly turn off ads for a specific product. Before we used availability attribute for this by labeling products out of stock, and now the process has been streamlined. Google now wants you to provide a shipping country sub-attribute in order to ensure shipping prices are accurate. Failing to provide this additional information will result in a warning. Changes to GTIN, brand and MPN attribute specifications were introduced, but they are fairly minor and technical, so go check them out. See Google's documentation for additional info. Links are in the description box below, as always. As you see, changes are not earth-shattering, but having the ability to control ad visibility on product level is a great feature. Make sure your product feed conforms to the new standard. Search engine giant introduced new changes to video search results in SERPs. Google will let you know if video answers the question you ask the search engine, and if it does, it will let you know at what point in the video you can see the answer. Google probably gets this information from video itself, subtitles, and possibly time codes. This means that in order to maximize your video's reach, you might want to create informative time codes and upload proofread subtitles. That's what I'm planning to do in the future. Pretty cool if you ask me. I always said that YouTube is an incredible when it comes to SEO. Another awesome thing that happened last week was Danny Richmond's Mueller bot. It's an AI-powered bot that answers SEO questions as if it came from Google's John Mueller. It's pretty funny, but it can be insightful as well. It's trained on data from Common Crawl, web text, Wikipedia, and large corpus of books. Consider it entertainment, but it does answer some basic questions fairly well. Google has spotted testing images on the left side of the SERP results. It looks weird and could be mistaken for a technical bug. I hope it's one of those tests that we'll never see again. In other news not strictly related to SEO, you can finally now remove personally identifiable information from Google's search, such as phone number, email, or physical address, as well as other personal information. This is a huge news for those whose personal information was leaked online. You'll find the link to the document outlining the request for removal process in the description box below. Time to put on your PPC wizard hat. Google announced new functionality for Google Ads Performance Max campaigns. Let's go over new features together. New customer acquisition goal was introduced, and this goal will allow you to either bid more for new customers compared to existing customers, or focus your optimizations on new customers only while maintaining your cost efficiency. This was previously available for retailers using smart shopping campaigns. According to Google, some advertisers increased their ROAS by 50% or more, so it's definitely worth a try. Google will also be providing you with more useful insights about your Performance Max campaigns, including information on which assets, such as text, images, video, resonate the best with a specific audience. This will help you optimize your assets for different customer segments. Another feature is the Diagnostics Insight Report, which will provide a snapshot of outstanding setup issues preventing your ads from showing. Each issue will include suggestions on how to resolve it. For example, if your creative assets are disapproved, you'll be prompted to fix them. Another welcome news is that you can now upgrade smart shopping and local campaigns to Performance Max campaigns in one click without losing learnings, and thus still maintaining consistent performance. When you upgrade your smart shopping or local campaigns, it will become a new, separate Performance Max campaign, and your budget and settings from your previous campaign will be carried over. We have seen some great results from Performance Max campaigns, and if you haven't tried it, I highly recommend that you give it a spin. Last week, Microsoft held their annual Microsoft Advertising Elevate Summit, where the company announced their plans to expand their advertising network to 150 markets in upcoming months. They also announced new features, some of which are pretty exciting. Cashback ad format. This new ad offering will automatically incentivize shoppers to complete transactions by giving them rebates. Microsoft Advertising chooses the right amount of cashback for the right ad and the right user, providing the best possible return on ad spend for an advertiser. Ad Creator will allow you to quickly create visual ads, which saves time and money. Multimedia ads combine creative assets such as images, headlines, descriptions in order to create attention-grabbing large visual ads. According to Microsoft, some companies have managed to achieve 9.5x higher ROAS with multimedia ads. I know what I'll be testing this week. Microsoft is expanding their vertical ads portfolio based on advertisers' performance data. Vertical ads will be coming to new industries in the future, such as travel, financial services, and automotive industries. Google's 3 strikes and you're out policy for advertisers will take effect on June 21st, 2022. With gradual ramp-up over a period of 3 months. Following policies were added to the new strike system: compensated sexual acts, mail-order brides, clickbait, misleading ad design, bail bond services, call directories, credit repair services, binary options, and personal loans. If your account receives a warning or a strike, you will be notified via email and in your Google Ads account. Make sure you're familiar with Google's new policies if they're applicable to your business. Google also released the new version of their Google Ads API with support for discovery campaigns, campaign groups, local service campaigns, and more. This is useful for companies who are building services on top of Google Ads API. Nothing really major happened in the world of analytics last week, so we'll skip it and move on to social media. There is never a dull week when it comes to social media. The biggest news of the week was Elon Musk finally buying Twitter. Elon said that free speech is the foundation of democracy, so many have speculated that Trump might be coming back to Twitter. I am sad to be the bearer of bad news, but the ex-president of the United States said that even if his account was restored, he would not be coming back to the social platform. If you want to get your Trump fix, I guess you have to go to Truth Social, Donald Trump's own social network based on open source federated Twitter clone called Mastodon. According to Sensor Tower's report, TikTok was the most downloaded mobile application in the world in the first quarter of 2022, well ahead of Instagram and Facebook. I think TikTok is at a point where pretty much every company can benefit from having an active TikTok account. Remember, we are on TikTok as well. Wink, wink. LinkedIn now allows creator mode users to add a link to the top of their profile, so others can learn more about you and your brand. It's not a game changer, but it might be useful to get additional traffic to your website. Let's talk briefly about technology before we wrap up. Microsoft has announced that they are changing Bing Bot's user agent string to a new one that is more representative of its evergreen Microsoft Edge-powered rendering engine. If you are detecting bots on your site for whatever reason, naughty, naughty, make sure you add support for Bing's new user agent. Phew, that was a lot. To finish on a positive note, here is a short clip from Johnny Depp's trial. This man is just so amazing on so many levels. I hope he gets justice in the end.
You poured yourself a mega pint of red wine, correct?
A mega pint?
Yeah.
I poured myself a large glass of wine.
Right.
I thought it necessary.
One of your good friends that you've taken drugs with before is Marilyn Manson, right?
Yes, we've we've drank together.
You would sometimes drink whiskey in the mornings too, right?
Isn't happy hour anytime?
Oh, you are still here? You are the best. Thank you very much for watching till the end and have a wonderful, wonderful week.